guys, Marcus Potter. Dirt Static Esports here, ready to bring you guys the rookie late model shootout. I hope everyone is excited as I am. We are going to be rolling along with this broadcast. I'm going to go ahead and throw you into a little bit of an intro video. Thanks for coming out.
Taking the low line again. He better watch out because David Gorman is going to hit that high line and get that run on him. Let's see what happens. This has been interesting so far. We've had a lot of position changes, guys. Green flag racing. Brandon Starnes taking off. We're on lap 13. Let's knock these laps out here. Looking good in the neighborhood.
Holy crap, dude, that was awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at Volusia with the rookies, ready for this rookie shootout. I'm going to be alone in the booth tonight. Don't have Brandon Starnes with me. I'll be doing a little bit of commentating and broadcasting for the race. These guys have been preparing all week for this race here at Volusia, and they're about to get on with the qualifying here. So I'm going to be putting the times up on the screen. I'm going to scroll up and down and check these guys out as they're going. Not too bad at times coming out of these guys. Matt Tejon, he's already dropping a 15.8 with your fast time. Pretty good time for this track. They are running on the iRacing setup tonight, so won't see super fast laps, but you will see some pretty good racing, hopefully, out of these guys. Last week, a little bit of a mix-up with some cautions. Had a couple things go down. These guys have been on the track practicing, trying to get ready for tonight's race. So hopefully, with the practice that they did put in, they can put a show on for you guys. Chase Clendenin, your top qualifier, putting on a 15.783. Ran a practice the other night with Chase. Oh, here we go. Dalton Lane dropping in. 15.732. We're seeing some good times out of this setup here. Absolutely. That shakes up the top three a little bit. Did have Matt up there, but you've got a lot of people coming in front of Matt right now. Dalton Lane, your top qualifier. Chase Clendenin in second outside pole. You got Anglin in third, Whittington in fourth, and Kerry Howe rounding out your top five. We'll see if anybody else shakes it up here. Yeah, we are here at Volusia. This is one of my favorite tracks to run, actually, Volusia. It's a little bit of an odd line. Turn 1 and 2 is a little bit different, 3 and 4. But it is definitely a fun track. So these guys are going to come out here and put in some work. We've got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds until this qualifier is over. Good luck to all of the drivers tonight from Helm Motorsports. Thank you very much. Good luck and good racing to these guys. Looks like these qual times are just about wrapped up. We're waiting on maybe one. Singleton, I believe. I'll go ahead and give you a rundown before Singleton hops out there. We got Lane in your pole position. Outside pole's Clendenin, rounding out your top three's Anglin. You got Whittington, Kerry Howe in 4 and 5. And all the way down the board, you got McClellan, Tucker, Tejon, Klosterman, Paul Pfeiffer, Myers, Hanrada, Yarborough, Brockmiller, Boffman, Heidenrich, Wilkerson, Thompson, and Dustin Haynes. Now, the thing about tonight is we're going to be running 2 heats and a consolation race. And the heats, top 4 are going to transfer to the feature. Consolation, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait for it to pop up on the screen. But I know they're running 30 laps here tonight. I'm not sure who's leading in points after the first race. It should be Tejon leading in points. There's a little bit of a mix-up there with an incident that we had. But guys over at Race Control got it all figured out. So your race winner for last week ended up being Matt Tejon. He's sitting in your points lead tonight, and he is in 9th place right now. So we'll see what kind of work he can put in. I know during the or after the race and a little bit later on in the week, Tejon did talk to me about how Lanier was one of his good tracks. So we'll see how he fares on Volusia here tonight. Dalton Lane, believe he was in the top positions there for a while. Helm Motorsports, for sure, a different but fun track. I do love this track. It's a little unorthodox, but it's super fun to get out there and drive on. Yeah, Achilles, I can't really pronounce that, but I will say that we do have a member of Dirt Anarchy that had a surgery. I believe it was either today or yesterday. Tabs, he's been out for a little while. He's been waiting around for the guys. You know, he's been watching us online. We're just ready for him to get back on the track with us. So if you guys would just want to keep him in your thoughts and prayers, I'm sure we would really appreciate that. So Tabs has been having a little bit of hard time, has some health problems going on, but I'm sure that he will get it all figured out and be back with us sooner or later. So Tabs, if you're out there, love you, buddy. Can't wait to see you back, man. I'm going to give you the rundown. We are here in heat number 1, 8 laps, top 4 transfer. In your pole position, you got Dalton Lane. Second row, Justin Anglin. And in third position, Kerry Howe. Fourth, Michael Tucker. And fifth, you've got Nick Klosterman. Sixth, J.D. Myers. And seventh, Nathan Yarborough. Eighth, Nick Boffman. Number 9, Cody Wilkerson in the 1-1-1. And rounding out the end of your field is Dustin Haynes in your 10th position. These guys are going to come out here on Volusia, shred the tires a little bit, see what's going on, see if we can get Dalton Lane to pull the win off for us tonight. We're gridding up, rolling around the track. These guys are going to go one more time past the flag stand, coming around turn 4 next time. They're going to take off on the green. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, there are no cautions in the heats or the consolation race. So if somebody spins out, might be the end of the night for them unless they can make it back in the console. So Dalton Lane up front, Anglin outside pole. I want to see if Anglin can get up there and get in front of old Dalton Lane. See if he can make a couple moves for himself. Pace truck's coming around turn 3. Right here in the middle of turn 3, going to dip off and head into the pits, and these guys are going to go green flag racing. Number 14, a Dalton Lane up there on your pole is going to take off, and there he goes, folks, coming out of turn 4. Coming past the flag stand, he's got a decent run on these guys. Kerry Howe on the inside of Anglin, making a little bit of a move, trying to see what can happen. Looks like Yarborough's moving up a position, going back. Mike Tucker and him are playing around, dancing. Dalton Lane all the way up front. Your top 3 are a little spread out. Dalton Lane getting a good early lead here in the heat race, heat number 1. These guys are staying fairly spread out on this track. We'll kind of flick back a little bit here to look at a couple guys. Cody Wilkerson, that beautiful 111 car. And these guys are keeping it clean. Look at this. Right there's Mike Tucker in the number 8. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Klosterman looking good. Oh, we got a spin. Got a spin. Yarborough. Looks like he got in a little bit of contact with the 6. He's going to keep on going. Yarborough's going to keep on moving. Going to keep the field moving, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back to Dalton Lane up here in the front. Look like we got a little bit of action. Anglin's starting to catch him. See if he can make something happen. These guys are currently on lap number 5. Got 5 to go, and Anglin's running down that leader. Top 3 might get mixed up a little bit here with Anglin moving up. Kerry Howe still looking good, sitting in 3rd position. In your 4th spot, you've got Klosterman, and rounding out your top 5, you've got Mike Tucker. These guys are moving. Last lap for Dalton Lane was a 15.913, and the split between him and Anglin is about 0.2 of a second. And Anglin's catching him here on the front straight, took it down to about 0.175. And in the turn, it looks like Lane is a little bit faster, but in them straights, Anglin is catching him. So, top 3 putting on a good show for us here. Got a little bit of action here. Mike Tucker going on the inside of Klosterman and to try to throw the slider. Getting underneath of him a little, trying to push, trying to find grip. That top line's fast, and Mike ended up pulling off the slider in the straight going into turn 3. Let's watch Klosterman throw one back. Klosterman on the inside of Mike Tucker taking back that position. Good racing right there. Position changes. Oh, your leaders are shooken up. Oh, never mind. That was the end of the race. I got you. Oh, man. Seen that up here on the top. Didn't even see the checker. Right there is your checkered flag. I'm going to go over, check out the next group here. Coming out on the track now, your pole sitter for this race is going to be Chase Clendenin. In the second row, this is heat race number 2, second row, Jesse Whittington. And third row, inside, Chad McClellan. In the fourth row, Matt Tejon. Now, we watched him race really good last week. We'll see if he can get anything going for him here. Rounding out your top 5 is going to be Paul Pfeiffer. In 6th position, Robert Honrada. 7th, Skylar Brockmiller. In 8th place, you got Daniel L. Heidenrich. I think that's how you pronounce that. I can't remember. Let's see. 9th place, Alex Thompson. And rounding out the field in 10th, you've got Dover Singleton, the 3rd. Out there in that 003 car. 003. Go back to the race tab here, and we are going to watch these guys take off. Glendennon's up there in the pole position. He ran a pretty good race last week. We've got some nice-looking cars out there. Nice-looking wraps. Anarchy Wraps and Design. They do the most for the guys around here. Definitely putting out some beautiful-looking wraps. You've got Michael Mitchell, who's been on the wraps. Continuously putting out great product for these guys. He's been doing the banners for the league for a while too. He's the co-owner with Brandon Starnes, and in the rookie division here, they kind of let us open this up this season, kind of take off. It's the first season for the rookies, but Kyle Carter and George Fizell are over in the booth running the race control right now. And if you see the number 5 there in row 3 on the inside, he's usually the race control guy. So he's been giving him a little bit of pointers. Paul Pfeiffer, everybody. He's doing pretty solid. Chase Clendenin coming around to the green flag, taking off and getting a little bit of a run. We're going to see what these guys can do. Whittington right there in that 94 machine. Moving up, taking up on the high side. Matt Tejon in 3rd. Top 3 staying a little spread out here. Top 5's looking clean. Everybody's looking clean on the track so far. I've seen some great heat racing. We got one up on the wall. That is Alex Thompson. He did a good job of staying out of the way and getting that car back moving. Great job, Alex. Let's see. Jesse Whittington in 2nd place. Matt Tejon trying to make a move. Getting a little sideways here. The thing about this track is you want that car to stay as straight as possible when you are going around that track. So you got to really work on that throttle control and keep that car straight as an arrow. Looks like Whittington got up into the wall, gave Tejon a little bit of a gap here, moving up on the inside, throwing the slider, coming up into turn 3. He gets it. Whittington's going to take the low line on Tejon. Does a good job of checking right there. Tejon's blocking on the bottom. Great racing here. 2nd place is awful racy. Might give Clendenin a chance to run away with this heat, though. Tejon's going to try to run him down. I'm going to take a look back through the field here. Right there is Paul Pfeiffer in the number 5 car. I'll go and give you a top 5 rundown. Clendenin's your leader. Tejon 2nd, Whittington 3rd, McClellan in 4th, and Pfeiffer in 5th. We're watching the 5th place position right now. These guys are straight as an arrow around this track. Brock Miller running in 6th, trying to chase down Pfeiffer, trying to make a move, trying to make something happen for himself. Absolutely love watching these guys get around this track. Heidenrich right there on the old number 7 machine. Moving with the camouflage, Arctic camo or digital camo or something. He's got some kind of camouflage wrap on there. Go back up to the front here. Clendenin's going. He's taking almost a 2nd lead. He's at 8/10 of a lead on Tejon. Tejon's starting to close the gap though. Checkered flag's going to go to Clendenin. Going to be your race winner for heat race number 2. Give you the rundown. Clendenin, Tejon, Whittington, McClellan, and Pfeiffer rounding out your top 5. And Brock Miller, Heidenrich, Honrada, Singleton, and Thompson all the way in 10th. Great races so far tonight. Both heat races looking really good. These rookies have really made a large improvement throughout the last week. Going out there and hitting these practices. We got a B main coming up. It's going to be a 12-lap B main. We'll go ahead and go out there and focus on Mike Tucker, your pole sitter for the B main. It's going to be a 12-lap B main feature. I believe the top 10 are going to make it to the feature. So we've got Michael Tucker in your pole position, Paul Pfeiffer in 5th on the outside, Cody Wilkerson in 3rd, Brock Miller in 4th, J.D. Myers in 5th place, Daniel Heidenrich in 6th, Nick Boffman coming in 7th, and Robert Honrada in 8th. Nathan Yarborough in 9th, Dover Singleton, he's going to be sitting in your transfer position in 10th. And you've got the last row, Dustin Haynes and Alex Thompson making out the rest of the field. These guys have put in the footwork to be great drivers. These rookies in Dirt Anarchy have really stepped up their game compared to last week. And you know, first week jitters, first race jitters in a league can be a little bit overwhelming. I know me and George Fazell, he's the one in the race controls booth right now. But last season when we first started with Dirt Anarchy, we were out here shaking in our boots making it around this track. It's a little nerve-wracking, you know. You don't want to mess anybody else up during the race, and you always feel real bad about it. So a little bit of nerves, a little bit of tension, kind of high. So, but you got Mike Tucker out here. He's been with Anarchy for a little while now. Paul Pfeiffer's been working behind the scenes with Dirt Anarchy and race control, and he's opened up his own league called Dirt Assassins. They race the sprint cars and the dirt street stocks, and absolutely fantastic seeing them out here in Dirt Anarchy. Pace truck's coming into turn 3. Going to dip off in between 3 and 4 and go down into the pits, and you guys are going to see Mike Tucker take off on this green flag. Here we are, green flag racing. Mike Tucker getting an early lead. A little bit of a pile up towards the back. Hopefully they can straighten it out again. There is no cautions in the consolation or in the heats. These guys have done a good job so far keeping the cars on the track, and it's great to see that. Mike Tucker already got a half-second lead on Pfeiffer. Coming into turn 4, about to pass the checkered here. He's got... he's a second lead on Paul now. He's really moving. Mike Tucker's figured something out in this consolation from the heat to the consolation. So great to see. Great to see. These guys are all over back here, running all kinds of different racing lines. Brock Miller in the front of this large pack. Brock Miller's sitting in 5th place right now. We'll go back to your transfer. Singleton's still sitting in the transfer spot. Push back. That number 7 of Heidenrich got a little loose right there, but he did a great job of keeping that car straight. Getting a little tight in the turn. He's going to give a chance. Ooh, boy. We've got a big one. Got a car on his lid. He is going to have to clear the track. That was Singleton in your transfer spot, which that moves Alex Thompson up into your transfer now. Singleton's in pits. Bad for him. Pfeiffer dropping back into 4th place. He let Nick Boffman take a little bit of a move up there on him. We are going to jump back up to Mike Tucker and see how our leader is doing. A little bit of an action there. That would be great if I could find Mike's name. There it is. Mike sitting at a 3-second gap on 2nd place. Mike is absolutely moving in this consolation race. He's at 2.8 on the gap. 2 seconds, 7 tenths, moving up to 8 now. You got Tucker in 1st, Wilkerson in 2nd, Boffman in 3rd, Pfeiffer in 4th, and J.D. Myers rounding out your top 5. J.D. is one of the younger drivers we have here in the league. Absolutely fantastic driver for the age that he is. He has a little bit of a network issue there, but yeah, he's an absolute fantastic driver that we have out here. He's a younger guy, and he's drives like he's had some wheel time, so absolutely fantastic to see him out here running this track. Alex Thompson looking good in the Rusty's car there, coming in 9th position. He is in the transfer spot. Now, last week Thompson had a little bit of an issue, but it looks like he's ironed it out. He's got his throttle control going good, and everything's moving for him pretty good, so we're going to keep him moving. Let's see, Mike Tucker, still your race leader. Tucker's gap's sticking at a 2.8. He is moving. We're on lap 11. About to come up on lap 12. These guys are going to be flying past a white flag. There's going to be one more lap till that race is over. We'll see the checkered, and we're going to move over to the feature. White flag in the air. Mike Tucker, your race leader at the moment. Wilkerson in 2nd, Boffman in 3rd, Pfeiffer 4th, and Myers in 5th. And Mike Tucker is going to be your race winner for the heat. Wilkerson's going to come in 2nd. Boffman's going to come in 3rd. Pfeiffer in 4th. Myers and rounding out your top 5. Then we will have Brock Miller, Honrada, Heidenrich, Thompson, and Haynes rounding out the rest of the field. Moving on to the feature. Here we go. Your A main event for the night. We're going to pull up the grid here, give you guys a rundown on who all's on the track. Let's see. We're going to be looking at Dalton Lane in your first position, sitting on pole. Knew that was going to happen. Dalton had a good lead in the heat race. Didn't move on to the consolation. He went ahead and jumped straight to the feature. But we got Dalton Lane sitting in your pole position. Outside pole in second is going to be Chase Clendenin. In third, you're going to have Justin Anglin and Matt Tejon in fourth. Gary Howe in fifth. Jesse Whittington in sixth. Nick Klosterman sitting in seventh. Chad McClellan in eighth. Michael Tucker in ninth. Cody Wilkerson in 10th. 11th is going to be Nick Boffman. And 12th is going to be Paul Pfeiffer. So, here we go. Great to see. I'm going to give you a little bit more of a rundown here. 13th is J.D. Myers. 14th, Skylar Brockmiller. 15th is Robert Honrada. 16th is Daniel Heidenrich. 17th is Alex Thompson. And rounding out the end of your field is going to be Dustin Haynes. Absolute fantastic set of racers here, folks. Dalton Lane is in your top spot, pole sitter. He's going to be the one to chase down. We will see what these guys will do about Dalton Lane being up front. Clendenin looked really good last week. Volusia, a little bit harder, a little bit easier to drive. It's kind of hard to tell whenever you're on this racetrack. It's a multi-lane racetrack, so a lot of different driving lines. And Pace Truck coming in turn 3 and 4. He's going to dip off down in the pits in the infield. And these guys are going to be green flag racing. Dalton Lane, early jump here. Clendenin taking the outside line. Dalton Lane kind of entered that turn a little low. We're focused on Matt Tejon here in the blue 31 car. And these guys are absolutely moving. Got a lot of action early on. Absolutely moving. Klosterman making a move up there behind Tejon. Kerry Howell on the inside of Tejon. This top 5 is looking great right now. We've got a caution. Let's take a look around the track, see where we're at. Looks like Paul had a little bit of a mishap. We'll see what happened here. Up into the wall. We're going to do a far chase on this actually and check this out. So kind of moving slow motion when we get up here. Looks like the 15 of Dustin Haynes got up into Pfeiffer. We'll look at Dustin Haynes' far chase here. Go over to him. Dustin Haynes is going to receive the EOL for that. So we got a little bit of contact, a little bit of racing. We are going to jump back up to your leaders, and we're going to go live. Tell you what we're going to do. A little bit of a special look here. We're going to go 4 spots back. We're going to go to Kerry Howe. And we are going to jump into his cockpit for this restart. That's right. Here's what Kerry Howe sees. Whenever you guys are in the car, in the racetrack, dirt does build up a little bit. That's why we got those tear-offs. But whenever you are spectating, it makes it a little bit harder because you can't physically use a tear-off on another driver's helmet. So some of that dirt stays on there. That driver is able to see clean. But this is what it looks like when you're on the track. Sitting in 4th position. You're going to be starting outside right behind Clendenin. He's got Anglin right on the inside of him. And right up here on the front left, you can see Dalton Lane, that 14 car. These guys are going to be pulling up here onto the track. A little bit of a cockpit view coming out of Gary Howe. He does the race control also for Dirt Anarchy while we are out on the track. So that's on the Sunday night races. Gary does an amazing job at race control. It's good to see him out here in the league putting the footwork in. Dalton Lane taking off Clendenin, getting a great jump on him this time. And these guys are moving. A little bit of a check here from Kerry. Has to go on the outside lane to get off of Anglin. Ooh, getting bumped here. Don't know where that was from. And oh boy. That is going to bring out the yellow flag most likely. He kept it moving. Kept it moving. Gary Howe, we're going to take a jump back. There's the yellow. We're going to go ahead and review this one here. See what happened. I was waiting for that yellow flag to get thrown. We're going to go to far chase. Gary Howe, a little bit of a check here. Had to push on the outside of Anglin. Did a great job of slowing the car up not to make contact with him. 94, I guess, couldn't see him up there. We'll jump over to Whittington and we'll look at his cockpit, kind of see what he was seeing from this point of view. So in his eyes, Gary Howe's pushing up the track. He's a little straight. Probably thought he was riding up to the wall. So a little bit of a racing deal. Kind of a hard call to make, but we'll check this out. They make contact. He pushes up a little bit. He's good to go. And then after that, Gary Howe just got sucked into the wall. So he slowed up, had to come back down into the racing line. Paul didn't check. A lot of people didn't have time to check. Just drove right through Howe there. So we're going to take a look around in TV1. I don't see an EOL posted for anyone, so I'm guessing that's what brought out the caution. I would 100% think so, but because these guys let off. I do see a guy in the wall over here, so we will take a look at this one here too.
35 came down, 6 came up. We're just going to call that a racing incident.
Okay, so race control has come over the comms, and they have called that a racing deal. That was for this incident here. That was not for Gary Howe's incident, even though that is going to leave Gary Howe in the back of the field now. That caused a heck of a pileup. Oh, boy. Yeah, that definitely caused a heck of a pileup. Another thing that we do for these rookies in this league, we do turn damage off for these guys, so they're not constantly trying to go in and fix their car and keep the damage off for them just because they are out here learning, you know. So it's an amazing thing to see is these guys out here on the track learning one race at a time, one practice at a time, one feature at a time. So everyone's been there in the beginning of something when you're just not up to par. It's not their fault. It is what it is, you know. Grid looking a little rough here. Clendenin's in second place. He is sideways. Anglin had to check. A little bit of a tie-up. Anglin kept it rolling, I do believe. We have a caution. We're going to push back to Anglin, see if these guys are going to bump single file here. They may go single file after this one. So Anglin might have just slowed up just enough to pull that caution out. So we'll take a peek. We'll look from right here. It's a decent camera angle. Clendenin comes into the turn. He does get a little sideways. We're going to go on the right rear. Actually, left rear suspension on Clendenin. Take a little peek at this here. Try to see if there was any contact. Clendenin a little sideways right there. Causes the 82 to check. Looks like Anglin had, whenever Anglin checked, the car behind him had to push up 94 and just got straight into his rear end and turned him sideways. So Anglin did a good job of keeping that car straight, and the 94 just got up into him. So, and they did give, let's see, he was already in the back, I believe, so they did not give him an EOL. I don't think so. Let's see. Who is your race leader now? Dalton Lane still, I believe. Yep, we've got Lane, Clendenin, Anglin, Tejon, and Klosterman rounding out your top 5. Took me a second there. Had to let it update. These guys are under a yellow flag. They're going green right here. Dalton Lane. Grid looks great this time. Good job on the grid. We had a conversation with the rookies last week. The grids were a little shaky, and they've done a good job so far of straightening it up. We got another caution brought up. Let's see. Looks like a giant pile up. Looks like Mike Tucker was involved in this one. We are going to go to the rear chase of Mike. Let's watch this unfold here. So 31 got into Anglin. We'll watch this situation first. 31 jumps down. Anglin doesn't check. 31 had a little bit of a run, pushed him sideways. And they are going to give 31 the EOL. Everything else that happened after that was a little bit of a racing deal. Just trying to avoid the traffic, avoid the caution. So yeah, Mike got in a bad position there. And Boffman did try to slow down after he hit Mike. So kudos to him. Man, Mike was up in the air, folks. Holy cow, look at that. Way up in the air. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hop back up to Dalton Lane. These guys are going to grit it up. Kyle Carter, your race control has changed the restarts to single file. So what happens is once we have consecutive cautions in these cars, the double file restarts is a little wonky, a little shaky. You got a lot of cars sitting right next to each other. So what we do in race control in these leagues and what they do on tracks all across America is change it to single file restarts. What that does is give these guys a little bit more room to work. You don't have a guy on your inside or you don't have a guy on your outside. You only have a guy in front behind you. So instead of being surrounded, you've only got 2 cars to deal with instead of 5. So it does make it a little bit easier. These guys are coming up on a green flag. Pace trucks pulling into the infield, and Dalton Lane taking off. Your leader, Lane, Clendenin in second, Klosterman third, Myers fourth, and Boffman rounding out your top 5. These top 4 are looking good. They're running a clean race, absolutely moving around the track. Clendenin taking a little bit of a low line, heard a little bit of contact with the wall there. These guys are absolutely moving. We've got another caution out. Let's see where this one came from. We will jump forward. Looks like let's get up past Tejon here. And this right here is around where it happened. Let's bump back 2 more people. Right here at Chad McClellan. So, a little bit of contact up on the top. Let's see Alex Thompson involved in that one. That entire caution didn't start here. So we're going to push up to, let's see. We'll take an eye on Alex Thompson here. Looks like he was behind it too, so we'll push up a little bit farther. I believe it was Paul, maybe, that was intertwined in that situation. Okay, a little bit of a netcode issue. Those guys didn't even make contact. So you can see what we call netcode in this is whenever these cars make contact on the track, and you can see contact being made, but they are not actually touching. So a little bit of an internet issue with the iRacing platform. Could be an internet issue with the guys' setups, but that's definitely some netcode. The number 7 did get up into the wall. I don't know if they're going to call it that way. It looks like they gave Heidenrich the EOL. So they did put it on Heidenrich. He come up into the wall and then got a Paul, Pfeiffer. So restart, still single file. We are going to go and check out Clendenin. He is your second place position here. And we are going to do a little bit of a rear chase on Clendenin. We're going to see how this goes. Clendenin sitting in second place. You can see the rest of the field there. These guys are absolutely moving. Mullins Race Engines, Kryptonite Race Cars, Anarchy, Wraps and Designs, right there on the hood of Clendenin. On the roof, you can see the little Dirt Anarchy up there just poking out. Dirt Anarchy. Absolute fantastic. I love our logo, too. So we're green flag racing right here. Chase Clendenin. You can see these guys in the back of the field moving up. Let's see. Clendenin keeping that car straight. This right here is a great angle to tell whether these guys are keeping these cars straight as well. And you can see that Clendenin is keeping that car straight. He's getting good traction. You can hear his engine. He's got good throttle control. Staying off the wall. Running some really clean racing laps here. And you can tell coming out to the TV1 view that he is catching on lane. We've got another caution out. Let's see. 37 involved of Robert Honrada. Take a look. Looks like he got a little loose here. Take a far chase, excuse me. A little bit of a play here. Let's see what happened. He got a little tight coming out of turn 4, up into the wall, come down on the Tejon, and then he pushed into Whittington. Caused Whittington to get a little squirrely there. And I believe that will be on the 37 of Honrada is the way that they will call that. So, other thing, he went ahead and towed. He's in the pits. So, don't know if we'll see him back out. We may not. So, I'm going to give you a rundown of the field. We are looking at Dalton Lane sitting in your pole position. We are on lap 10, ladies and gentlemen, of a 30-lap race. We've got about 20 laps to go. So you got Lane, Clendenin, Klosterman, Myers, and Boffman rounding out your top 5. Moving down the field, Wilkerson, Howe, Haynes, Anglin, and Brockmiller in your 10th place position. And these guys have put into practice over the week. You tell that they are driving a lot better. A lot of these guys have made some improvements. Not as many consecutive cautions out of the same person, out of the same couple people. So it has been a little bit spread out over the field. So overall, these guys' driving time has allowed them to improve a little bit. But you'll see that in these late models, especially early on with the bigger engine that's in the Pro than the Limited. A lot of these guys are in the rookie class and rookie and D class, and you can't race Pros until you get up into C class, I do believe. I think you can race the Limiteds in D class, but Dalton Lane taking an early lead here. Going out of turn 4. He's coming into turn 1 now. Clendenin is trying to make a move, trying to get up there. We got somebody on the wall in the straight stretch. Looks like they kept it rolling. No caution. So we are green flag racing. Let's see how many laps we can get in. We're sitting on lap 12. Dalton Lane's your leader. Clendenin's in second. Klosterman's in third. These guys have been putting on a good show. We're going to take a look back through the field a little bit here. Right here, you've got Jesse Whittington. He got a little wiped out on that last one. But that's okay. He's still out there moving. Brock Miller back here. You've got Paul Pfeiffer. He's in 12th position right now, sitting in 12th. Haynes sitting in 11th. Matt Tejon started back in, I believe, 17th or 18th. We've got a caution now. He was in 17 or 18, and he has pushed himself up to, let's see. Tejon's made it up to 13th. So he's been climbing up the field a little bit. Moving. We got a caution out, and I can't 100% tell where it was. Here we go. Looks like Jesse Whittington and Alex Thompson. A little bit of a network issue out of the 16 of Alex Thompson. He had a little bit of issues last week, and he is trying to get those figured out. But sometimes when you see those cars flashing around like that, these guys are having a little bit of connections issues with their Wi-Fi. So hard for the 94 to see him there. He got up into him, giving Alex Thompson the EOL for this one. I believe that is his second. And what we did with the rookies, we allowed these guys, instead of 2 cautions getting brought out on them and they're disqualified, we gave them 3. So give these guys a little bit more to work for. Kind of keep it clean. It's not easy. It's not hard to get into contact in these cars. You're going to have that. People are going to be running one racing line and then jump into another one, and they're going to be trying to make moves and passes. So obviously you're going to have a little bit of contact coming out of these cars. It's hard to go contact free in an entire race, but some people do it. And eventually these guys will be able to get there where we'll have the caution count down low. So glad to see him out here on the track, though. If you guys have stopped by, you're watching now live or you're watching later on, I'd just like to say thanks for the support. Thanks for coming out and checking out the channel. And I appreciate that you guys are out here helping me make a name for myself. We got Dalton Lane starting right here on the green flag coming out of turn 4. Clendenin getting a good jump off the start. Absolute fantastic jump off the start. Looked like Lane got in the slick a little bit there. He's giving Clendenin a little bit of a chance to throw a little bit of a line on him here. Lane got in the slick there early on. Clendenin's trying to take the inside line on him. We've got another caution. Let's see. We'll go back and see who this was on. Whoa! Cody Wilkerson on his lid. We'll take a far chase look at this. Cody Wilkerson, beautiful 111 car. He was running a clean line here, staying on the same line all the way around the racetrack. And the number 6 of Nick Boffin came down and made a little bit of contact with him. We'll jump back to Wilkerson. Looks like he got a little shook up. Just got up on the wall, nudged himself over just enough. So we will see who that goes on from race control. Dalton Lane still in your pole position. We're going to take a second to see what race control is going to do with this situation. Excuse me, a little bit of a yawn there. Yeah, I enjoy doing these broadcasts. If you guys know anybody that does need a broadcaster, you can always hit me up. I've got my socials posted on my Twitch and on my Facebook, so I'm always open for business. Try to think of myself as a little bit of an entrepreneur. Trying to put my foot in the game, try to figure out something on the side a little bit. But this broadcasting gig has been absolutely fantastic. So I've had a really good time. I believe that they have extended it 3 laps to green, and if I remember right, it was Cody Wilkerson. He is in pits and he's pulling out now, so they extended it to let him get back out on the track. So good thing that they do for these guys. If you are in pits at any time, they allow these guys to mic up and just give them a little bit of chance to get it together. So absolutely fantastic. Dalton Lane sitting in your leader in your pole position, had a little bit of a mishap in my UI there. Lane in first, Clendenin is in second. They gave Nick Boffman the OL for that incident as well. Just saw that pop up on my screen, so we'll take him out of the lineup there. He was in 5th position. He'll be going to the end of the field. So Boffman got the EOL for that incident. He did get into the wall, and then he did come down onto the track, get into the other guy. So we're looking at Dalton Lane in first, Clendenin in second, Klosterman in third, Myers. Myers has worked his way up the field. He's in 4th position. And Boffman is going to be kicked back. So we got Kerry Howe in your 5th place position, rounding out your top 5. On the way down, all the way to top 10, you've got Anglin. He started in 3rd, I believe. He's pushed back in 6th place now. Tucker, Mahone, Haynes, and Pfeiffer rounding out your top 10. These guys have been putting in the work on Volusia. We're on lap 14 out of 30 laps. Got about 16 to go. They are 1 to green coming around this time. Just saw race control give a little bit of an update there. So, Dalton Lane is going to be trying to figure it out. Get a little bit of a jump. Clendenin's been working on him this entire time. Klosterman still maintaining that 3rd place position. Your top 3 haven't changed much. These guys have been racing a pretty good race, pretty good line. Chase a little sideways there. He's going to let Lane get a little bit of a run on him. Going to have to make up some ground later on from that. On these restarts, getting in that slick is a little bit of an easy thing to do. Another caution out. Another caution. Let's see. We will rewind back.
I don't see anything. Oh, here we go. Ran right into him. Whittington sideways. We'll take a far chase on Whittington. And your other guy, Dustin Haynes, was in that wreck as well. So we will take a look. Oh, Haynes cut off the 94, got sideways. Not sure what happened there, but we'll take a look over at Haynes and see what was going on here. Looks like he was trying to correct it. A little overcorrection, sent him up the track, got into the 94. Dustin Haynes. We are 1 to green. We're 21 minutes in to this race, and these guys are about to be taken off. We will jump back up to Clendenin and Lane up in the front. Top 5 hasn't changed. Lane, Clendenin, Klosterman, Myers, and Howe. The rest of the guys down the field have been looking good. This grid's looking a lot better than it was last week. Got a little bit of a bump in here. Grid has looked absolutely fantastic this race, so. Let's see. Kerry Howe sideways, or excuse me, JD was sideways there. We'll go back and check out this restart. Yeah, it looks like Justin Anglin may or may not have got into JD. We will take a look here. Or got into Kerry Howe. Looks like Kerry Howe may or may not have got into him. So we'll take a look. A little bit of a check. Looks like Klosterman's kind of lagging back on the restart here, causing JD to have a little bit of a check. Yeah, it looks like Klosterman was kind of hanging back on the restart there. But Kerry Howe watched everyone else go in front of him, got into JD, sent him into the pits, so caused a little bit of a pileup. We're going to go back to the live view, TV1, and we are going to put you guys on the leaders. Like I said before, I appreciate you all coming out. If you guys are new to the stream, my name is Marcus Potter. I'm here with Dirt Static Esports, owner and operator, and I'm streaming currently for the Dirt Anarchy's Rookie Shootouts. This is our week 2 race of the shootouts going on. In the booth for race control, you got Kyle Carter and George Fazell trying to get everything going here. You got Brandon Starnes, the league owner, and co-owner would be Michael Mitchell, who is running Dirt Anarchy Wraps and Designs. So I would like to thank you guys all for coming out, checking out Dirt Anarchy, seeing what we're about. I really do appreciate it. I know the guys here on the track appreciate it as well, coming out and having some viewership and being able to go back and watch some of their replays. So absolutely fantastic. We are 1 to green, and we are moving up. Dalton Lane in your first place position. Clendenin getting a good jump here with the start again. Klosterman lagging a little. Not too good of a jump, but hopefully these guys can get this race underway. We're on lap 18. Green flag racing. Clendenin making some moves, trying to get up her own lane. Lane's looking really good this race. Absolutely fantastic job keeping the car straight, keeping it together. He's cool, calm, and collected up there in front. Your top 5 has changed a little bit now. You got Lane, Clendenin, Klosterman in your top 3, and then Kerry Howe and Justin Anglin in your 5th place position. These guys are keeping it pretty straight up here. We're going to take a look back the field, watch these cars as they fly on by. Cody Wilkerson sitting in 8th place here in the 111 car. We're going to take a look back. Brock Miller in that 78 machine. Paul Pfeiffer moving up through the field. He's in 10th place. Alex Thompson, your 11th place. And he is rounding out the end of the field of the people that are on the track right now. Alex, a little bit of a mishap there on the front straight. And he is stuck up on the wall. Alex Thompson stuck. Not sure if he can make it off of there or not. We did watch that one live, and it looks like Alex Thompson went into the pits. Don't know if we'll see him back out or not. But so far, so good with the guys out here on the track. We are going to give you guys a rundown for the entire field. I think we've got around, let's see, we've got about it's maybe 10 left on the track out of 18. So we lost about 8 cars so far, but it is what it is whenever you got the rookies out here racing. They're going to try their hardest, but they will be learning as the season progresses and as the season goes on. So we've got Dalton Lane in your pole position, Clendenin right behind him, Klosterman rounding out your top 3, Kerry Howe sitting in 4th place, Matt Tagon in 5th, Tahone, excuse me. Then we've got Justin Anglin right behind Matt. Behind him, we've got Daniel Heidenrich in 7th place. Then we've got Cody Wilkerson in 8th, Skylar Brockmiller in 9th, and Paul Pfeiffer in 10th. And I can see here on the rest of the track, on the rest of my grid, we've got Alex Thompson out, J.D. Myers out, Haynes is out, Mike Tucker's out, Boffman and Hanrada is in pits. All right, let's see how this goes. We've got Whittington in pits as well. Hanrada and Whittington. Whittington so far is 4 laps down. Don't know if he's going to come back out on the track. He is 4 laps down, so if he would want to come out and get a completion, he could. Not sure what he's got going on with the car down there. So hopefully he can get the old pit crew to get together and figure out something that's going on with him. But I believe we are 1 to green. Guys are gridded up. Dalton Lane leading the pack out there in 1st place. Pace truck's pulling in between 3 and 4, and Dalton Lane taking off. Clendenin has not been letting him get a jump every restart. He's done a great job of timing those restarts and really getting on the throttle and getting himself up there on Dalton Lane's rear end. Done an absolute fantastic job. The car's looking a little more spread out now. We're on lap 25. We got about 5 to go. So these guys are going to keep on pushing. Dalton Lane so far your leader. He's got 0.3 of a gap on Clendenin. And then Klosterman is a second behind Dalton Lane. So these guys are moving. Got 10 cars left on the field. Heidenrich is in last place. Brock Miller's right in front of him. Pfeiffer in 8th. Wilkerson 7th. And Anglin in 6th. And your top 5 is going to be Lane in 1. Clendenin 2. Klosterman top 3. Tahone in 4th. Kerry Howe. Anglin in 5th. We'll go ahead and rewind and see what happened on this caution here. See if we can find anybody. Got Daniel here by himself. He just passed by the incident here. It looks like Paul Pfeiffer. We will check this out from the far chase. Paul, might have been a single car incident. Looks like Paul got a little loose coming out of turn 2. Gets into the wall, which is a popular thing to happen in these. Especially on Volusia. It just seems like in the late models, those things really just want to suck your car right up into the wall sometimes. So Paul gets it straightened back out on the track. That's going to put Pfeiffer down into your 10th place position. We are going to jump back up to Clendenin and Dalton Lane, TV1. We're going to take a little bit of a chopper view. These guys are absolutely running a fantastic race. Dalton Lane still out there in your 1st place position. Chase Clendenin in 2nd. 3rd's going to be Klosterman. And then you got Tahone in that 31 machine. Kerry Howe rounding out your top 5. Absolutely fantastic job from these guys. Let's see. Got a couple different views we can use here. TV3 doesn't look that bad. There they go, taking off. Dalton Lane, first place. Clendenin's right on his rear end. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Clendenin getting off of him a little bit before we're going into turn 3. Going to try to jump down to the low line. He's right there in that slick, so he's not finding much traction. Dalton Lane's doing a good job taking that right rear tire and putting it right above that slick, keeping it in the tack. Clendenin is right on his rear end. He's not running away from it this time. Looks like he might have finally figured something out. That slick is a little fast. Clendenin's in the wall, pushing up a little bit. These leaders are putting on a heck of a show. We're white flag here, lap 30. White flag, white flag. You got Klosterman and Tejon making a little bit of contact there, we can see. Rest of the field's looking good. Tejon going for the pass in the third. Can't pull away with it. Checkered flag. That's going to go to Dalton Lane, your race winner. Absolutely fantastic job from these guys. Dalton Lane, Chase Clendenin, and Nick Klosterman are going to be the 3 that I'm going to talk to in the booth here. So, at Dalton Lane doing some laps out there. Feels good to go out there and get a win. Especially, he ran a really good race here at Volusia tonight. So, we're going to see if these guys are going to park on the front stretch. If not, then we're just going to go straight into... Oh no. We're going to act like we didn't see that one, folks. Gave him a little bit of a bump there. He's stuck up on the wall now. Oh, boy. So you got Dalton Lane there in the 14 machine. You got Clendenin. I'd hate to see these guys in a parking lot. Looks like they disconnected, so. We still got Klosterman and Clendenin out here, so. Absolutely fantastic. We are going to go over and grab these guys. I'm going to go ahead and mute the channel here for a second. I'm going to go in and get prepare these guys for the interview. So thank you guys for coming out. Your race winner is going to be Dalton Lane. Clendenin's in second. Klosterman is going to be your third place finisher. Tejon is in fourth, and Anglin was going to round out your top 5. The rest of the field all the way down is Kerry Howe, 6th. Wilkerson in 7th, Brock Miller in 8th, Pfeiffer in 9th, and Hayden Rich in 10th. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out for the race, and we're about to get the interview process rolling here in a second. I'm going to go grab these guys, and thank you guys for coming out, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, here with me, I have Chase Clendenin. He's going to be your second place finisher tonight. Don't have Dalton Lane in the Discord yet, I don't believe. So he's in there now. Chase, I'm gonna take him back down there, and I'm gonna bring him up real quick if you don't care, okay, buddy?
Yes, sir. You're good.
I'll bring you right back, man. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Dalton.
Yep.
There we are. I didn't see you in the Discord there for a second, buddy.
You're fun.
Yeah, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here with me right now, I have Dalton Lane. He's going to be your first place finisher at tonight's race for the rookie shootouts here at Volusia. Dalton, you stayed in the front the entire race. I saw you put in a great qualifying time. You did great in your heat race. Just tell us a little bit about what was working for you out there on this beautiful track of Volusia, and tell us how your race went, man.
I think what won me the race was definitely the restarts. There was a lot of cautions there. So when I got out in front, I got to hold it. As the longer we went, Chase had something for me. So the yellow flags definitely were in my favor.
Yeah, I noticed that Chase wasn't giving you much room to breathe. So the entire time you were out there, you had to make sure you were running a solid line. Chase was definitely chasing you down, given the name Chase. But yeah, absolute fantastic show out of Dalton Lane here. Dalton, do you have any sponsors or anybody that you want to give a shout out to? Maybe any family or friends that you got out there watching, just to kind of tell them you're racing for them out here and to say hi.
Well, first off, I got to thank Chase. He definitely had to run 2 to go there. He could have wrecked me if he wanted to, but he lifted for me. I got to thank you guys for putting this on, and the FTM guys. They helped me.
All right, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, Dalton Lane. Dalton, thanks a lot for the interview, man, and did a great job, and can't wait to see you out here next week.
Thank you.
Okay, buddy. Chase.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hey, but I'm doing absolutely fantastic, man. You ready to get this show on the road?
Dude, let's get her started.
Ladies and gentlemen, your P2 finisher, Chase Clendenin. He put on an absolute show. Sitting there behind Dalton Lane, he wasn't giving him any room to breathe. Me and Dalton were just talking about that. An absolute fantastic job out of the second place finisher here. Chase, tell us what was working for you in that race and what kind of lines you were running and what was in your mind while you were running there behind old Dalton Lane.
Man, so you got to look. Volusia is a very tricky track. You know, it's a big track, but at the same time, it's a small track. So it's just you got to watch where it slicks off. The inside was where it was at the beginning, as a lot of people could see, and then I could see where the outside started coming in, and I started taking it. He realized that I was gaining on him on the outside. He got up there in front of me. You know, good defensive racing. It was all around a blast. You know, Volusia is hands down my favorite track. So when it's right, it's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we've got something in common. I absolutely love running Volusia. Sometimes I'm not too good on the track, but I still really enjoy running it. So you did a great job. I was watching you drive out there, keeping the car straight. You're doing really good on your throttle control, staying with that right tire right above the slick. And what was insane to me was there late in the race when you were gaining on Dalton, you were in the slick coming into turn 3, and you were pushing up into that slider line coming out of turn 4, and it was absolutely working for you. You about ran him down. So Austin, go ahead.
I ran him down about 3 times, and then each time I'd run him down, you know, I mean, you know, it's benefit of the doubt, but I mean, there was a caution. But you know, that's just how it is. You know, I'm not mad at any of the other drivers. They all put on a good race. Stuff happens. Track gets slick. This is a rookie series. You'll have it.
Yep.
But those cautions hurt me a lot. But hey, we're out here having fun.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. How long have you been with the series now, Chase, with Dirt Anarchy? It's been a while.
So me and Brandon, I played with Starnes, Paul, Cal. I played with them during, you know, Xbox. So I've been running like Michael Mitchell. You know, I ran with all of them guys on Xbox when I didn't even know that they switched over to iRacing. But I got iRacing as a birthday gift. And whenever I was on there, I was playing around, you know, just BS and doing my own thing. And I seen Starnes' name pop up. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, it's like, is that you? He was like, yeah. So then he was telling me about how he's making it. And I've been here since day one.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Bell, your P2 finisher, he's about to give us a little bit of shout-outs for the sponsors that he has, and if he has anybody, family members out there watching he wants to say hi to, Austin, you can go ahead and do that, man.
Big shout-out to, it's Chase, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
His Discord name's Austin Bell on here. I keep forgetting he's on his brother's account, right?
Yeah. So, big shout-out to little Braylon. She's watching me. I sent her the link. Shout out to one of my really good friends whose birthday's about to come up. Her name's Ann. She's also watching. Dirt Anarchy, Michael Mitchell for making my rap. Austin Bell for letting me use his PC because mine's junk. Just got a lot of good people behind me, watching me, supporting me. Yeah. Thank you all for holding it on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Chase Glendening, your P2 finisher. Chase, thank you very much. Always appreciate you being here, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Nick Klosterman coming in next. I'm going to go ahead and drag him up and get this interview going. Michael Mitchell says, thanks for the shout out. I don't know if you're talking to me or someone else, but I think I'll go ahead and say thank you for whoever it was. We're bringing up Nick now. Hey, Nick Klosterman.
Yeah, what's up?
The trophy man. Absolute fantastic P3 finish here tonight at Volusia. Love seeing the rookies out here on the track. Love seeing you guys get out here and make some moves and run around. Nick, what position did you start in that feature? I'd have to look.
I think I started 7th.
Yeah, so you moved up a little bit throughout the field. So coming from 7th up to 3rd is a really good feat for you out here on the track in this rookie season. Tell us a little bit about what was working for you moving up the field that way, and tell us what was going on in your head while you was out there on the racetrack, man.
I was just playing dodgeball.
I hear that, yeah.
I think there was a couple laps where I had a run on Chase that I was thinking I was going to get by him if I had another 2 laps, and then there was a caution.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, whenever you're not in first place, those cautions can hinder you a little bit because it does take a couple laps sometimes to get a run on the guy in front of you and to make a pass and throw the slider. So one of the important things about throwing a slider is you got to make sure that you got plenty of speed before you ever go into that angle on that turn, or you will.
Yeah, and then towards the end, I think it was Matt Tejon and Kerry. They were getting runs on me on the long run. I just had better short run speed on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, you did a fantastic job tonight. I talk a little bit about the trophies and what kind of moves you've been making on those and what's been going on with them, man.
I mean, I'm doing trophies for the Rookie League and Anarchy Sunday Night League and the Dirt Assassins. I'm doing all their trophies. And if there's a league out there that needs a trophy, I can do it for you. I'm an all wood guy, but I can make wood look like plastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. He's been sending me updates of the pictures of what's been going on, and I absolutely think that it is fantastic what he's got going on for this league. He's been a huge help to Brandon and all of us here at Dirt Anarchy, and he'll continue to be a huge help in the future. So, Nick, if you want to, give us a little bit of shout-out with some sponsors and some people you might want to say hi to, some friends and family you got out there. Give a little shout-out. We'll conclude the interview, man.
Well, first off, I'd like to say we miss you, Tabs. I miss running side by side with you, and you'd smoking my doors every night of the week. And after that, BLH Creations, they're custom T-shirt people around me, and bosses over at Unique Woodmasters.
All right, absolutely. Nick, appreciate it very much, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Klosterman, your P3 finisher. That's going to conclude our interview process. I'd like to thank Nick for coming out and doing everything that he does for Dirt Anarchy.
And I'd like to thank Marcus for putting on the show he does.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Nick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude our broadcast. I'd like to thank you guys for coming out and watching the race. Thanks for sticking with these rookies. Later on in the season, hopefully the racing will be a little bit more racy, less cautions, but as the time goes on, these guys are going to be learning, and they're going to be making moves that we'll think that they're pros later on in the season. So I'd just like to give a shout out and a thanks to Dirt Anarchy, Michael Mitchell, and Anarchy Wraps and Designs. I'd like to give a shout out to Brandon Starnes for putting on the league, George Fazell and Kyle Carter running the booth here tonight for race control. And I'd like to give a shout out to Signature Esports, Jason Followell. He's helped me out along the way, helping me get a lot of things going with my stream. So just thanks to everybody out there watching. I've got some family out there too, dad, mom. Get on there and hop on and watch the streams every once in a while. So I just like to appreciate it for all the support from everybody out there. So hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you next week. Thank you guys very much for coming out. Have a good night.